So freeganism for me is simply taking food out of bins because it's perfectly good, there's nothing wrong with it, and that is to make the point that the food should not be in the bin in the first place. We shouldn't be throwing away good food, and it's a protest against that. This started when I was about 15 years old, and I got some pigs and I raised them in the traditional way, which is on food waste. So I collected food waste from my school kitchen, from the local baker, from the greengrocer, from the local market, and from a farmer who was throwing away potatoes because they were the wrong size or the wrong shape for the supermarkets. And then I realized that a lot of this food that I was feeding to my pigs was actually fit for human consumption. And so one day, when I was feeding my pigs the bread that I'd collected from the baker that day, I broke open the loaf and I ate the bread with them, and it was perfectly fresh. But that's when I realized this really is a scandal, and if we're doing it across the world, which we are, we're wasting huge resources in creating all this food and then throwing it away. So the purpose of freeganism is not to get other people to go rummaging in bins, absolutely not. It's to stop people putting the food in the bin in the first place. And there's no reason why we shouldn't stop that right away. It's a great opportunity to reduce our impact on the environment, to increase food supply globally, to stop throwing away food. So there's no reason why we shouldn't do that. The purpose of Sprechi was to expose the food waste scandal. We don't see the food that we waste in supermarkets. It's locked in a bin, in factories, it's miles away, on farms. No one ever goes to farms and sees the mounds of rotting food that is wasted. We waste food out at sea, we waste food in slaughterhouses, and no one sees it. And the purpose of this book was to bring this food waste to the public attention, simply so they know what a big problem it is. Absolutely, I think it's possible to change the world with regard to food. 30 years ago, we didn't waste anything like as much food as we do now. In other countries, they don't waste as much food as we do now. In places like Japan and Korea, they recycle food waste by feeding it to pigs. In Europe, that's illegal now. So in every part of the world, at different times and in different places, there are solutions to all the problems we have, and there's no reason why those solutions can't come together in our society and bring about change. I'll tell you one thing that was really inspiring that happened to me when I was in Western China in Xinjiang province, and I was eating a bowl of rice, and I finished it and I pushed it aside, and the chef who was talking to me, he started frowning at my bowl, and I thought, oh my God, I've broken a taboo. And he pointed to 3 grains of rice, and he said, clean. And he made me finish this rice. I was a terrible food waster in his view, and I thought, well, if a society can regard food waste as so taboo, then at least our society can stop throwing away mountains and mountains of food. So yes. Most people think that getting food out of a bin is disgusting. It is disgusting, but not because the food is wrong or is bad, but because the food is perfectly good. That's disgusting, the fact that we're throwing away tons of perfectly fresh food every single day.